Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Welcome to this unusual video. I guess all my videos are a little unusual. In my previous video, I talked about possibly purchasing a second car, and the reason I wanted to have a second backup car is so I can do a manual swap on the Lexus. Knowing my luck, every time I work on a car, something always goes wrong, and the last thing I want is to be stranded and not have transportation. I think my mind is made up, and I do want to get a second car. I picked 3 cars. One of these cars is going to be something that I purchase so I can keep not only as a backup car, but eventually do some kind of build on. So in the comments, let me know which of the 3 cars you actually prefer. If you don't like any of them, that's okay. Let me know what you would like to see on the channel. You guys are the viewers, and I want to take your opinion into consideration. And again, these cars are not in any particular order, but number 1 would be a Subaru Impreza Coupe. If you didn't know, I used to own a 2006 Subaru STI. For a little bit over 2 years. Deep down in my little heart, I guess I am a Subaru fanboy. Once a fanboy, it's kind of hard to get away from that. And out of the 3 cars, I have the most experience with this one because I used to own a 98 Impreza sedan, and I actually lifted it and I took it off-roading, and it's the best $500 I've ever spent on a car, period. Sadly, that car had an end to it. Some lady that was texting and driving in my parents' neighborhood hit it and totaled the car. Being that it was really high mileage and it was old, the insurance company decided to total it out, and that was the end of that Jeeparoo that I used to have. Plan for that car would be turning it into a rear-wheel drive Impreza drift car. That seems a little far-fetched because not a lot of Subarus drift. There's a couple of them that do. Every time I see one on video, I'm like, yep, that's the one. I salute you, brother. Long story short, this gets me excited. Making a rear-wheel drive Impreza Coupe with a 22B body kit, like that would be goals. That's like my bucket list car, pretty much one of them. I think it would be pretty cool to own a long-term build it and make a rear-wheel drive and then swap out the engine. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, and I don't have any tools. I currently live in an apartment. It's not a 240, and that excites me. Like, it's something different, something unique, and I don't know. Again, 22B rear-wheel drive Impreza, that sounds cool. And before you get too excited, granted, if I were to get an Impreza Coupe tomorrow, it wouldn't be rear-wheel drive for a minute. And the whole purpose for this new car is to be reliable enough where I can do the manual swap on the Lexus, do what I want to do, and get it a little more drift ready so I can get some track time. Because that's the end goal of this. I'm itching to get track time, and drifting an automatic IS300 isn't very fun. And number 2 car on the list would be a Honda Civic. When you talk about getting a second backup car, something budget friendly, something that's going to be a gas saver. My first car was a Honda Civic. You know, it would be going down like memory lane. We'd get an EG Coupe. I think that would be cool. And in the long run, maybe Turbo Civic. You can't go wrong. Like that's my vision if I were to get one tomorrow. I might not be the biggest Honda guy out there, but hey, I can respect a good Honda build. And that's the end of it. You know, I think it'll be a good second car because of good on gas. Parts are cheap, and aftermarket it's pretty dang good. You can't knock that. Maybe I've been watching too many Boosted Void videos, and that's something that would get me excited. You know, an all-wheel drive Turbo Civic, you know, K-Series or nothing, as they say. Or is that the thing? I don't know. I'm not a Honda person. I've never had the urge to buy a Honda Civic before, and that's the point of these 3 cars. Something that's gonna get me excited. Looking forward to modifying it. All-wheel drive Turbo Civic. Yeah, that's awesome. Like that's something that gets me going, you know, and that's the vision I plan for my next daily car. And the last car that I'm considering getting, it's a Mitsubishi Mirage. No, not the new Mitsubishi Mirages that look all weird like the smart car. Those are gross. I'm talking about the late 90s, early 2000s Mitsubishi Mirage. If you have no idea what they are, it's basically an Evo 5 body. That's all it is. It doesn't look like an Evo very much. It's slow. It's usually very ugly and very run down, and that's why I want it. So owning an STI for over 2 years, it didn't make me hate the Evos, because that's what there was comparing. There was always Evo or STI, Evo or STI. If anything, it made me more curious. Everybody on the forum says that the Evo and the STI battle, the Evo would always win because the money stretches further. I'm not saying Evos are cheap, but the money to horsepower ratio is way better on an Evo than an STI, and I can totally understand that. But yes, Mitsubishi Mirage, one, because it fits the criteria of being cheap and a little gas sipper until you can actually build it. And my vision for it is making an Evo 5 body kit look-alike car. Now, there's a lot of information out there where people put the Evo drivetrain on it, make it all-wheel drive, because to my knowledge, they only came in four-wheel drive. But the cool thing is that they came in coupes and sedans, so you can pick if you want an Evo coupe. That's how people do it. By any means, it's not going to be easy, but it's just something cool. And I don't know, I really like the thought of having a Evo 5 as a backup car. You know, like that just sounds really cool, because I can't afford an Evo, so might as well get a Mirage. That would be the ultimate goal, just an Evo swap with the, you know, the body kit, the aggressive front end, and the wing. I think that would be really cool, in my opinion. But that said, let me know what you guys think about the 3 cars that I've chosen. Again, if you didn't like any of those cars, that's okay. Give me your suggestions. And when you give me the suggestion, keep in mind, I'm trying to find the car for $1,000 or less. That's my budget. Even 1,000's pushing it, because the Lord knows I'm not making any money on these videos. This is all for track time. I just want to manual swap the Blueberry, the Lexus, and get out there on a track. I'm itching to do it. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next video. Come on, if I bought a $500 Subaru, I'm sure I can do it again. I'm on Marketplace like all day anyway.